Is space warfare already a reality? The battle for control in Earth's orbit is heating up, and it's not just about satellites anymore. Anti-satellite technologies, ASATs, are rapidly becoming the latest must-have in the arsenals of major spacefaring nations like the United States, China, Russia, and India. U.S. military leaders have openly declared the need for space-based weaponry, not just as a deterrent, but as a crucial tool for victory in any potential space conflict. But here's where it gets controversial. While some argue this is necessary for national security, others fear it could escalate tensions and lead to a dangerous arms race in space. And this is the part most people miss. The line between defensive and offensive capabilities in space is blurring, raising questions about the true intentions behind these advancements. The stakes are high, and the targets are diverse. From direct kinetic strikes to more subtle soft kill methods like electronic warfare and cyber attacks, the ways to disrupt or destroy spacecraft are multiplying. Boldly put, space is becoming a battlefield, and the rules of engagement are still being written. For instance, commercial satellite providers like SpaceX's Starlink have already faced jamming and cyber attacks, highlighting the vulnerability of space assets in times of conflict. GPS signal interference, often traced back to Russia, further underscores the growing normalization of satellite attacks in modern warfare. However, the bigger picture is even more alarming. What if the real threat isn't just in space, but a reflection of deeper issues on Earth? Bleddyn Bowen, an associate professor in astropolitics at Durham University, warns that authoritarian tendencies, ecological collapse, and climate deterioration are the true crises that space warfare symptoms may distract us from. These are the problems already devastating our planet, and space conflicts could exacerbate them. Historically, the U.S. and the Soviet Union tested various ASAT technologies, including nuclear detonations in orbit. While agreements were made to halt such tests, reports suggest Russia is revisiting these concepts, developing systems that could have catastrophic, indiscriminate effects. This raises a critical question. Are we on the brink of a new era of space warfare, or is this just posturing? Bruce McClintock of the RAND Space Enterprise Initiative argues that the indicators are too numerous to ignore, and the consequences could be dire for everyone. The dependence on space varies widely among nations. Russia, for instance, is minimally reliant on space, while the U.S. and China are increasingly dependent on it for their economies and military operations. This disparity creates a strategic imbalance, with Russia potentially seeking to develop a sword of Damocles capability to counterbalance the space dominance of other powers. But here's the twist. Efforts to clean up space debris could double as ASAT weapons. Further complicating the situation, enter the U.S. Golden Dome project, a modern reincarnation of President Reagan's Star Wars initiative. Designed as a layered missile defense shield, it includes space-based interceptors that could also function as ASATs. While technically feasible, its effectiveness as a nuclear missile shield is questionable. This sparks another debate. Is Golden Dome a necessary defense measure or a provocative step toward militarizing space? Transparency in space activities is crucial, yet achieving it is challenging. McClintock emphasizes the need for greater openness to prevent misunderstandings and escalations. Meanwhile, Victoria Sampson of the Secure World Foundation points out that the pursuit of counter-space capabilities is driven by both security concerns and the fear of falling behind competitors. But is this arms race in space truly about security, or is it a dangerous game of one-upmanship? As nations like China and India conduct rendezvous and proximity operations, RPOs, in space, the rhetoric of dogfighting in space adds to the tension. However, Sampson clarifies that such phrases are misleading and could escalate fears unnecessarily. The blurring line between space situational awareness, SSA, and potentially aggressive RPOs further complicates efforts to maintain strategic stability. So, what's the bottom line? Space is no longer a peaceful frontier, but a contested domain where national interests collide. The potential for conflict is real, and the consequences could be far-reaching. But here's the ultimate question. Can we harness the incredible potential of space for humanity's benefit, or will it become another arena for destruction? The choice is ours, and the time to act is now. What do you think? Is the militarization of space inevitable, or can we find a path to cooperation? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation on our space forums.